From the campus of Penwood High School here in Lansdowne, Pennsylvania, welcome to the Sports Fanbase Network's coverage of Penwood High School basketball as the Patriots take on the Mighty Elephants from the Math, Civics, and Science School in Philadelphia. Alongside my partner, Rap Curry, I'm Tom Wilms. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Interesting matchup we have here. Non-conference action for Penwood, sitting at 2-4 on the season. So, Rap, not the start that you guys are really used to here at Penwood, are you?
Hey, you know, this COVID-19 situation has made us really have to change what we're trying to work on. We're working on trying to get the young kids more involved and get them some experience and getting the seniors some tape. It may not always turn into wins. We've lost 3 close games, and I don't want to say that's what I expected, but I understand how it happened.
Now, again, 3 close losses. So, again, learning how to win is part of the process of kind of rebuilding. Again, you can't bring back the seniors every single year to be successful. So you got to build up these guys. And what's happened is you put together a really aggressive non-conference schedule against some high-quality opponents.
Yes, well, many people might not know, but I started off in the charter schools, and so MCS is one of the teams that were in that initial league with us in Imhotep. And so I've been playing those teams off and on all the time. Those teams have gotten really good, so I space them out a little bit. But in a year like this, we were like, let's bring on the best teams that we can play, as well as some teams that we can develop against.
So last time out was a 61-52 loss to Holy Ghost Prep. Sale Kenneth led the way with 18 points. Abdul Dublin added 9. So again, another one of those close losses against a tough opponent. And again, another tough opponent here today against the Mighty Elephants. They're having a bit of a rough season for them, 0-3, a little bit of a surprise considering how athletic and how much size they have on the court.
Well, the first conversation is that as Holy Ghost Prep gave us a slow down, organized game, and we missed free throws down our end, we could have stole that one. And then here, we're playing against some great athletes. They got good size, they play above the rim, got a player going to Miami next year. This allows us to play against those type of athletes that you only see that are playing Division I basketball.
And again, a great test here for this very young Penwood squad. To kind of give you some kind of context, they do have one common opponent, and that is Chichester. As Penwood lost by 2 and 7 the 2 games that they played against Chichester, while the Mighty Elephants, they lost by 8. So it's actually very comparative. Now, is that a realistic comparison? Probably not.
I would say not.
But it's something, again, if you're a fan at home, how these two teams stack up before the game even starts, and that's something that you can kind of hang your hat on and kind of look at, and really expecting a nice close game between these two teams.
Well, Clyde Jones, former coach here, great coach here, coached a really good game at Chichester against the guys. He took out the 2 big athletes, kind of like triangling to them a little bit and made it difficult. I could see us trying to do something like that too, at least trying to trap them and eliminate some of their scoring.
So what we're going to do is take a real quick 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll be all set to go for the opening tip. As you're watching Penwood High School Sports here on the Sports Fanbase Network. Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live from the campus of Penwood High School. The Shoebox. It's been a while since I've been back. Not as raucous as per usual, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Just to give everything time. But glad to have fans in the building to cheer on two real good teams here in Penwood and the Mighty Elephants from MCS, as we'll shorten it to. Hopefully that's acceptable. It's a very long name to say.
MCS is good enough.
MC and S or MCS?
MCS.
Again, out of Philadelphia, and looking forward to a fun contest. Rap Curry alongside me. I'm Tom Williams. Again, thanks so much for joining us. Last year I had a chance to call a lot of the Penwood sports, and Rap, thanks for inviting me back. Again, glad to be here, and the hospitality here is second to none.
That's great. We're glad to have you back, and looking forward to hopefully seeing if Penwood can compete with this team at this level. So we're looking forward to it. Again,
it's a great test here for the Patriots as we take a look at their starting lineup, and including Evan Borward, ready to tip off as Mackay Shillingsford. He's joined by Naeem Purnell as they put up the 8 minutes up on the board. Sayo Kenneth out there as well as Abdullah Dublin. The starters for the Mighty Elephants: Trent Middleton, Jaheim Bethea, Nassim Poplar, Tayshawn Nixon, and Khalif Crawley Jr.
Anxious to see Shillingsford here tonight. He's been playing better. I've been kind of tracking his progress along the route, but he's playing against a big guy tonight. We'll see if he can be physical enough to handle what this guy can give him.
Yeah, Khalif Crawley is 6'8", while Shillingford's 6'5", and we are underway. I think Shillingford is very young. He's just a sophomore, so a big-time challenge for him as Middleton will start it off for the Mighty Elephants, being looked at by Dublin. Nixon looking to go right.
Penwood came out in the basic 2-3 zone.
3 ball from Poplar, and it's good, and an early lead for the Mighty Elephants.
That looked a little too easy.
You got to come out and challenge, but that's one of the challenges of non-conference plays. You don't see these teams all that often, so you don't know exactly what to expect as we have a kickball.
MCS came out what looked like to be like a 1-2-2 pressure, and they got the first trap over half court, so we'll see how they handle that.
Last time these two teams met was in the 18-19 season in December of that year, and it was a 4-point win for MCS.
That was a raucous ball game that day.
Now, a challenge for fans and actually for players, rather, at every single level is there's no crowd to feed off of, so you've got to make your own energy. And that is put back in good by Shillingsford.
Well, we talked him into a first basket. That's a good sign, so we'll see.
Bethea brings it up, and speaking of bringing the energy, the defense chant coming from the Penwood bench. There's a 3-ball from deep, and it is good. Nassim Poplar, all 6 points for the Elephants.
The team came out about his business tonight. All those jumpers look good.
Oh, getting stripped was Dublin. So a turnover, and here comes Bethea. Nice cut move and look underneath, but only to handle the pass. Nixon slows it down, elbow 3, and that's in and out, no good. Here's a 3 from Kenneth that is no good, a little bit short, and a foul called. A little bit of a reach in there from Evan Borward, first foul of the game.
Kenneth came out last game and shot the ball really good, and he was out there checking it out. The challenge has been for Naeem all year long. He's been having to be more of a ball handler, and really he was just a spot-up shooter for us last year, so it's been challenging for him offensively.
6'2" junior, Jaheim Bethea. Nassim Poplar. Those cross-court passes are very dangerous. You've got to find a way to stop those, even if they're elevated. Here's a pop from Middleton, no good, and the rebound Borward. Starts the push here for Purnell, drives his way in, a little bit wild. And it does not go, and it goes the other way for Poplar all by himself, and he'll stuff it home. Quick timeout here for Penwood, down 8-2, as Nassim Poplar has all the points here for the Mighty Elephants. Again, all by himself. And he throws it down with the good stuff.
Showing us the bunnies, couple jumpers, and then a dunk. But what you see is Penwood got a good stop, good box out, but they turned it over in transition. One of the things that these young guys got to learn is if you're going to the basket, you're either going to dunk or you're going to pull up and shoot a quick jumper. And in between floater, comes off the rim fast, leads out to a cheap bucket.
If you're going to float one in there, it better go in. That is pretty much the way it is. So, again, 2 3 balls from Poplar and then that big stuff to give the Mighty Elephants the 6-point lead, largest lead of the game. And still very, very early on. And again, lesson learned in the first less than 2 minutes here for Penwood. Key in on Poplar.
First thing is to slow him down.
Penwood will inbound from underneath. Liam Purnell, 6'3" junior.
Looks like we got a 1-2-1-1 pressure here. Got to get the ball out, reverse it. Now you got to attack.
Beautifully done to get over the timeline, but wild pass, but it stays. Dublin into a double. Turn back here for Massingburg. Gets the pick. Corner three is no good, but the foul. So he should head to the line for three.
I think the goal is to just kind of definitely keep getting to the line. Got to make the free throws, keep the game close, help them set up. And as you see those guys in MCS in that 1-2-1-1, that is one of the hallmark traits of the shoebox. You know, the gym's a little bit close. So if you get those long arms out there in the passing lane, it can be difficult.
So Poplar is the only man on the board at all here for the Mighty Elephants, as that first shot's no good. He has 8 points, and he also has the first foul. Man, it would be nice to get him into some foul trouble early on. Liam Purnell at the line, the 6'3" junior. And that is good. One more shot to go.
He's been shooting the ball pretty good, too. I'm hoping that he can be more consistent. These guys got to get a combination between the long jumper and the mid-range.
So he goes 2 for 3. And cuts the lead to 4. Bethea looked at here by Purnell. Directly traffic. Nice little reverse here for Nixon. Drives his way into a double team. That's no good. And the rebound, Kenneth.
Penn might not be as big as their opponents, but do they have some length, some long arms, and if they can get their hands up and make the extra pass on defense and box out, they can stay in this game.
Crossover here from Massingburg. Drives his way in. Floats up a wild one while going down. The rebound, Poplar. And he'll start to push for the Elephants. Ducks his shoulder, steps back. Oh, nice move. Drops it off to the corner. The corner three is no good, but the rebound Elephants, the putback no good. Third time is the charm for Khalif Crawley Jr.
Silverman's got to win those battles in there. He's got to make a guy get a rebound, and you got to get the second one, and then turn over to match it up. Now get a stop.
Wild pass. Bethea with the intercept. Tried to push as here comes 2. Oh, they call it a 3 at Middleton. Trent Middleton makes it a 9-point lead for MCS. Dublin on over for Kenneth.
And right now what you see is confidence. One team is confident and the other one is trying to figure it out. See if Penn can show some toughness. It's hard to do when you haven't won enough games.
Massacre tries to reverse, no good. Again, a little bit wild. Less little reach in there, diving to the floor to try to keep it alive. But it will be MCS ball.
Well, the one thing I learned about math is that basketball is a vertical game. So when you're going in there with those trees, you better have some hops and some bunnies to get that board to the rim and to the backboard.
Bethea looks inside. Crawley backs his way in. Oh, the foul called. It'll be against Shillingsford. He thought he had all ball. Second foul against Penwood. And Khalif Crawley Jr. will head to the line. Junior at 6'8". I think he looks bigger. Got some meat to him as well, as the first shot is no good.
You know, one of the hardest things to have going on in this offseason, as you see the big fella there, you see he's still putting the ball up way below by the shoulder level. This is the time when kids should have been in the weight room in the offseason, so we're missing that presence inside. He needs that.
So Crawley goes 1 for 2. Extends the lead to 10, rather. So we're at the 4-minute mark of the first quarter. Long looping pass, almost cut off by Presley. From the free throw line, no good for Kenneth. Grabbed here, though, by Massingburg. Given away, outlet pass, that's intercepted. Well, turnover fast, at least in this little series. Dublin driving his way in now for Massingburg. Drops it back, steps inside the key, and tried the finger roll, but too strong. Frawley with the rebound. Starts to push it here for Trent Middleton. Alley-oop up, but not ready for it was Poplar. And we'll have some substitutions here. Well, talking about confidence, you don't try the alley-oop at the high school level unless you know that you can pull it off.
Or you know your guy can get up and go get it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm good to see Evan get back in here. Hopefully he can handle the ball. I know really the issue for him is going to be toughness, and he'll get after it on the backboard. So a little undersized, but a tough kid.
Poked away from Borwood. And the layup way too strong from Batea. Evan Borwood will try to push, but given away to Middleton. Little 2-on-1, nice little fake, and he rolls it home. Trent Middleton with 5 points. And a timeout called. It is a 12-point game in favor of MCS. Again, quick giveaway. Really not much you can do with that one. And it's the largest lead of the game for MCS, and a timeout called by Penwood. And the man I saw that was most upset was Dwight Manis. He just got up and goes, "What are you doing?" With number of turnovers. We're not counting turnovers here, but it's got to be at least 5 or 6.
Well, the hard part, and being a former point guard here at Penwood, we've always had phenomenal point guards, even in transition year. So right now what we don't have is somebody that you can get the ball, get you through that pressure, get you set up, and get you in the offense. So we're finding our way, trying to get it across the court, and then from there we're trying to figure out what set are we in. So there's just a lack of continuity and understanding of what they're trying to do at the moment.
For MCS, Nassim Poplar leading the way with 8, Middleton with 5, Khalif Frawley with 3. While Purnell and Shillingsford for the Patriots have 2 each. Again, trying to find a way to get back into this game down by double digits. 3:01 to go in the first quarter. Evan Borwood will take it up, but some pressure here from MCS. Got to get over that timeline. Driving in here, Shillingsford with some speed, and it flushes in.
I'll tell you what, this kid is growing. We're going to look back in 2 years and really see him be a really good player. And I'm just watching how he keeps growing. That's a good play off the dribble in the lane.
And here comes Massingberg on the
drive. Got to get a finish.
Up underneath the basket. Taken right back, then dropped it off. Unselfish, maybe a little bit too much. Take it up yourself. And the foul. Evan Borwood would not give up on that play.
He's one of those kids from the neighborhood. I've been watching him play since youth basketball in the YEAA, thanks to my good friend Leon Howard down there and Khalil Sherrills. And he still does the same things. He stays after it and makes good plays with his hustle.
Foul on Middleton. His first of the game. And the second for MCS. As he completes the old school three-point play. Maybe a little bit too unselfish there, but it did kind of work out. When you're underneath the basket, nobody around you in the other team's colors, you just go up with it.
First thing to do is shoot in the lane.
9-point lead for MCS.
There goes another one.
3 from Poplar, and it's good. 3 for 4 from the three-point arc. And it's a 12-point game. 20-8 is our score. A hard drive, and he gets it to go.
Look at that.
Trying to call a charge was called, but didn't go.
Look at that. Oh, take a charge.
And they're going to call a block there on Massenberg. First foul for him. Third of the game for Penwood. 10-point lead for MCS.
Look at that second extra step. A little more confidence this time. Should have got an and one there.
Certainly, with all that contact, it would have gone one way or the other. Letting them play, as they say. So a 9-point lead here for. Actually, they just corrected the score. It's 19-11. So it's an 8-point lead.
This is where you got to be a little strategic. The goal is to try to finish this hat under the quarter, being down 5 and being a couple possessions out of it. Had a slow start, trying to find your way. Broke the pressure a couple times for baskets. See if that'll happen again.
Massenberg trying to fight his way through Hamid Sneed. Nice little drop off, and getting it to go is Evan Borwood. He's got 5 on the game.
Sometimes you just need a little hustle, and finally a good decision. Went in the lane, instead of throwing up some junk, he dropped off a little bit, dropped off a dime for some butter.
Oh, Poplar having a heated conversation with his bench, taking his time.
Coach Diggs is a young guy. I remember when he was playing back in those days when I was in the charter school league. So he's been coaching since 2006. I think he's been working over there. And then on the JV side, they had Lump, who was a Division I player, played for Robert Morris, who's on the bench as well. So they're doing a good job retaining their guys and bringing them into the program, and they're proud to be part of MCS. And I wish them well every night except for here against Penwood.
Well, after a lull, again, play was on, but decided to really slow it down. Penwood didn't bother really attacking. They'll keep it to the outside. Very much a possession game right now for MCS.
I think they're helping us out. I think if we can get out of this with a stop and be down 6, we're right around that number. 2-possession game. So.
Now a little bit of pressure. Oh, nice move by Sneed. Kicks it out near side for the corner 3, and it is no good.
Good rebound.
And a big rebound there. Dublin, outlets, and the foul! Samir Massingberg gets his first 2 points of the game in dramatic style. He just charged towards the basket. Got undercut, and we'll head to the line.
And I think that was 2 good plays for him. I think the time before he got the pass and the drop-off, and this time he gets the left-hand bucket. And I felt like they were helping us out. Instead of making that game 8-10, now we're at 5, so we can get it to 4.
So 19-15 lead for MCS. Is to the line is Massenberg, and unable to get it to go, and lane violation. And he'll get another shot at it.
Poplar's over here in the corner. I wanted to yell over him and tell him to miss a couple jumpers.
Definitely released early, trying to hide in the corner right in front of us. Maybe get a quick outlet with 20 seconds to go in the period. By the way, that foul, Trent Middleton, his second. So keep an eye on that as the shot is good. So 3-point play, and they pull it within 3. 19-16. 20 seconds to go. So they'll certainly, if they were playing for last shot with 1 minute left, they'll do it with 20 seconds.
They should.
They head down to 10, but they are looking inside. And we'll start to get some weaving going as Presley crosses over, drives in, kicks it out. NBA 3 from Poplar, no good. And that is how the period ends. So an up and down first quarter for Penwood, down by as many as 12, but come back to pull within 3. We'll take a real quick break and be back with the second quarter action in just a moment. You're watching Penwood High School basketball. Second quarter action coming up as Penwood is trailing MCS by a score of 19-16. Just a real quick look at the scoring. Mackay Shillingsford with 6, Evan Borwood with 5 to lead the way for Penwood as we are back underway. Nassim Poplar with 11 points for MCS to lead the Mighty Elephants. Alongside Rap Curry, I'm Tom Williams. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Dublin drives on it. Oh, big block there by Crawley to swat it out of play. It will stay Penwood ball.
You know, this is one of those places where kids got to work on their athleticism. You just can't come into the game and really just not be sure around the basket. You got to get that extra step and that Euro step. Is that Crawford?
That was Kelvin Crawford trying to float it in, and it will stay Penwood ball. It didn't get a lot of it, but it was enough to steer it out of play on that shot by, on that block rather by Crawley. Nice look inside, but too many blue jerseys in there. So here comes Dixon the other way, drops it off, and the drive, and almost getting tripped up with Poplar, but still able to lay it home. And back to a 5-point lead for MCS. That is 13 points so far for Poplar. Oh, big drive here, but the block by Bethea. And it will stay Penwood ball. Coming back into the game, Makai Shillingsford has got a quick rest. Kelvin Crawford, 6'7" junior, coming off.
I mean, he got the rebound, but he threw up a prayer for that layup. We could have used that bucket in there. He's got to be a little more confident.
Dublin draws the traffic. Spins away inside the lane, but he's fouled. It looks like Bethea will be guilty. It is going to be the first foul for Bethea. Fourth of the half for MCS. At the elbow, Shillingsford, but that's blocked. Another block by Crawley. That is 3 in the game so far as Chauncey Presley brings it up. Kicked out near side for Bethea. The 3, no good. A rebound by Purnell. Purnell, lost it from behind. Nice little poke there from Presley. Driving in Poplar and the foul. Usually when somebody blows by you like that, you just want to kind of let him go.
Well, you know, there's a level of toughness that comes with basketball. You know, you get the rebound, you had a chance at an opportunity, you hold the ball out, and then somebody picks you up. You just got to be tough enough to bring the ball up and not get it turned over. And then we give up a layup to a guy that already has 3 threes. You know, that's just not what you're trying to do, but that's why the kid's a Division I player.
Nassim Poplar with 16 points now, and it's back to an 8-point lead for MCS. By the way, that foul on Massenberg is his second of the game and another turnover. Outlet now for Nixon. Underneath the basket for Presley. And it is going to be Penwood balls. They did their best to keep it alive. And into the game for Penwood is Evan Borward. Coming out, Sale Kenneth. Oh, wow, that is one of the oldest plays in the book, but it worked for Poplar right on the backside of Dublin. Just wasn't quite prepared for it. 18 points for Poplar. Heady play there for the senior. Lofted pass, though, for Dublin. Drives in, can't get it to go. A lot of contact. Back to a 10-point lead for MCS, looking for more. It's Poplar. The corner 3 from Presley is no good at the front of the rim, but the rebound putback is good for Tayshawn Nixon, his first 2 points of the game. And it's up to a 12-point lead, matching the largest lead of the game for MCS.
Yeah, they just can't allow the points to get away from them. Layups, pass off the back, just more confidence.
Nice look inside. Trying to back his way in with Shillingsford. He'll regroup now from Massenberg. Lost it inside. And MCS controls once again. Long outlet pass for Presley. Drops it off for Nixon, who steps back and regroups.
I'd like to see Matt taking a timeout. That's about our 4th turnover in a row.
Bethea could not get it to go. Shillingsford with the rebound. Massenberg running the offense for Penwood. Drops off now for Purnell. All the way around for Dublin. This time the chance comes from the MCS bench. Chance of defense. Straight up 3 here for Purnell. Can't get it to go. Oh, big
hustle.
rebound, though, by Borward. And resets. They'll try the elbow 3 from Purnell. No good. Oh, gets the bucket. Great bounce there.
Hometown rim right there.
That's 5 points on the game for Purnell. And it's now a 9-point disadvantage for the Patriots.
It's important for the Patriots to keep this game in a 60-point game. We're not going to win a game in the 70s and 80s, so giving up those turnovers and easy baskets is helping them get to their number.
Bethea against Massenberg. Not much going on here. Here's Poplar. Directs some traffic. Calls for Presley, but gets it to Crawley. And he walks.
I didn't see that one, but I'll take it.
A little bit of misdirection from MCS, but it goes awry.
Well, you know, they're not really showing a man offense per se. I mean, a zone offense. So they're trying to stretch us and pull us out on man-to-man. But Matt's crafty enough to know, even with a 9-point lead, he's not in a bad spot. So they're helping us shrink the number more than we're doing it ourselves.
Boima Okai wearing 14 for the Patriots into the game for the first time. Inside for Borward. Tries to squeeze his way through a double team. He's hoping for contact. He got plenty of that, but missed the bucket.
Yeah, just undersized, trying to go up against bigger guys. Not the smart decision there.
So Poplar will slow it down. 18 points on the game for Nassim Poplar to lead everybody. We're under 4 minutes to go in the half. Presley drives his way into the trees. Can't get it to go, but the putback is way too strong from Crawley.
Got to get the loose balls.
It tips out now for Poplar, and he slows it down. And prolific scorer, and certainly shows he's a leader of this team as well, directing traffic on a number of occasions out there. Presley drives his way in, and he's fouled. Oh, goes hard to the baseline. But he will head to the line. This will be the 5th foul for Penwood. That's going to be against Shillingsford, his 2nd foul. So it looks like he may be coming out of the game with Kelvin Crawford ready to check in, along with Abdullah Dublin. Presley to the line for the first time. As he gets his first point of the game.
Rory. Mass.
Even while on the broadcast, the AD hat comes on.
Well, I know everybody's watching, so I know I'm going to get a call about the mask in the morning.
So Presley gets both to go. 11-point lead for MCS. Long looping pass intercepted by Poplar. He'll go one-on-one against Dublin. Then looks inside. Nice work to the outside for Bethea. Drop off for Bethea. Poplar goes to the near side corner. 3 minutes to go. That looked underneath. A hard drive there by Nixon, but blocked away, and now the Patriots have numbers. Purnell towards the corner. The 3 is no good. Rattled in and out, almost back in. As Bethea finally picks up the rebound, and the long outlet here for Sneed. Sneed drives his way in and gets it to go.
That's what they call English right there.
The largest lead of the game for MCS at 13 points. 32-19 score. Down to 2:30 to go in the second. Timeout called by Penwood is just a little bit of miscommunication as Boimai Okai had a little trouble getting over the timeline. It is cool to kind of rely on a sophomore to help run the offense, coming up from the JV team to help run things. By the way, the JV team, great job today, earlier, defeating MCS 49-47 in a back-and-forth game. As they picked up a very late bucket and fought off a furious flurry from MCS to pick up the win. Now, have you noticed, Rap, that in the past, has the JV success translated to varsity success, or is it really, it doesn't mean a thing as far as the future is concerned?
Rarely does it. I mean, when you see, we had a team with 2 good guards, Josh Addison and Malik Jackson, and they were killers on the JV level. And then that whole group came up and played together. And so that's when you may see the progression. Most times, your best players in 10th grade are playing varsity basketball already. So.
Nothing wrong with a little hope for the future, though.
Hey, that's what this is all about.
Trusting the process.
That's what this is all about.
Oh, Kelvin Crawford inside. Kicks it back, though, and it's good from Sale Kenneth. His first 2 points of the game.
Yeah, he needs a couple shots, but that's back to not having that lead guard who knows how to find guys and get them shots in the games. You know, you have to find to get guys the ball and give them opportunities. They make shots, and they take their time if they know they're going to get it.
Down to 2 minutes to go in the first half. 11-point deficit for the Patriots. Bethea near side elbow. Looked at by Massingberg. Little two-man game here between Nassim Poplar. And drops it off for a third man, Sneed. And all being kept to the outside. Then the free throw shot essentially is missed. But it's given away again underneath, trying to power his way under his Crawley.
I thought he walked again inside there.
A little bit of a shuffle, but they let it go. So he'll head to the line. He's 0 for 1. 0 for 2, rather. And it's the first foul of the game on Crawford. 6th on Penwood. First shot is good. Take a look at that hard work underneath by Big Khalif Crawley Jr. It's a guy who definitely knows his own size as he just tried to power his way through a double team. And we don't have weights, but I certainly have his height at 6'8".
Yeah,
as he misses the second one.
So him and Schoenfeld, they got good size. Those guys just got to get ready for grown man basketball.
Oh, beautiful pass, but oh, man, getting fouled on the play is Kenneth. Great job by Crawley to get back, but got a piece of the arm. So that's his first foul. Again, just about there for the jam, but again, Crawley hustling on back, and to the line goes Kenneth. And that's what you would call a good foul, because a potential slam like that is the kind of thing that can turn a game around. So if you foul him, make him go to the line for 2, not nearly as exciting. Even though there's no crowd to really, not much of a crowd to rally around and hype up with a jam.
Well, I had to pull up my Facebook app there. I'm so used to not doing the games that I would always have the Facebook app on, and I could talk to the people. I see Yvette Calvin, our cheerleading coach, is out there giving us life over there on Facebook. So I just want to say what's going on to everybody out there. Stay with the wood and pass your energy through the social media.
Oh, Presley couldn't get through. Kenneth with the outlet pass.
Get a cheap one.
Tried to get it to go, but it's going to go out of play. And I certainly appreciate the virtual support, whether it be Facebook or on YouTube. And certainly, I'm sure Rapples will be the first to say this. Can't wait to welcome everybody back into the building.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's just not the same thing when you don't have access to the kids or the students, and the teachers.
That's Presley all alone, able to get it to go for. He's got 4 points, 13-point lead for MCS late in the second. Largest lead of the game, actually matches the largest lead of the game. Massenberg, I'm going to think, is going to hold for last shot.
Once again, you see another turnover, and we just lost a great one in John Cheney, and he was definitely a pioneer when it came to taking care of the basketball. And if you're watching Penn right now, that's probably about their 15th turnover this half.
Presley trying to power his way through and floats it in. He's got 6 on the game, largest lead of the game at 15 for the Mighty Elephants. Down to 16 seconds left to go. Another turnover. Bethea looks it underneath here for Presley. A little bit too strong. Still reaching back foot with 10 seconds to go. Stumbling his way through to try to pick it up with Purnell. Followed up by Massenberg. He drives in. Kicks it out for 3 for Dublin. And it is in and out, no good. Rebound Elephants. And that is how the first half will end. 15-point lead for MCS. As we'll take a break and come back in just a couple of minutes as Rap Curry will have a very special interview coming up. We're not going to give it away, though, so
okay.
We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Okay, sounds
good.
But
everyone, you got to stay tuned. All right, see you in just a couple of minutes here on the Sports Fanbase Network.
All right, thank you. Top one over and grab a seat. So this is Rap Curry, and I'm here with a Penwood legend and former player of mine, Kyle Finkley.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here tonight.
Appreciate it, man. Good to be back.
Yes. And as you would know, that we would have guest appearances throughout a lot of the games. when we would live and all the students were here. So spoke to Kyle last night, and there's an athlete that he trains on the other team, which we'll talk about. But Kyle became transferred in here my first year back at Penwood, and became not only was he a good player, became a very good scorer. We were talking about that last night. So why don't you talk a little bit about that real fast, that transition?
I mean, well, my game was just, break people down and give it out to everybody, make sure everybody was fed. But you was the coach that basically told me. I remember you told me, like, you get where you want on the floor, but sometimes you pass to people that don't finish it the way you would probably finish it.
Yep.
So basically that's when I turned into a scorer, and that kind of completed my game out at that point. Yes.
It's hard when you're making that transition, and so now you're one of the guys in this whole area, region, that trains athletes, and you're training Division I players, and so you know what it's like to try to get them to believe something about themselves they're not ready to believe. And for me, I knew how sound you were with your skill sets, but you were a nice guy, and you like feeding people and taking care of people. But the best thing for us to do was to get you to put the ball in the basket. So, that was definitely a change.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely like new for me. I remember games you having to tell me to shoot, like you having to get on me and be like, yo, they can't guard you, So I know you was gonna get into it, but one of the guys that I train is Jaheim Bethia for MCS, and right now that's I'm trying to get him in that mood also.
Okay.
So what I mean. So I understand what you was trying to do with me, and probably the pains I was giving you in that process. So
Age and wisdom there. Age and wisdom. Somebody had to do the same thing for me.
That's a fact.
So, I mean, before we go in and talk about you training, which is partly one of the reasons why I wanted you to be here, because I think a lot of our student athletes and our fan base don't always know what people do afterwards. So tell them a little about college, because you went to college and got buckets and had a good career. So tell a little bit about that.
I mean, coming out after my senior year, I played a little AAU because you're allowed to play that live period if you're not signed or whatever. So we all had the D1 dream, and so I had a few schools that was saying, we got all our scholarships up, but we interested. Would you be interested in walking on the first year? So it came down to NCA&T and Loyola. Looking back on it, I should have went to Loyola because I think it's who was the point guard that played with Shee Wallace at Gratz? Stokes.
Yes.
He was recruited when he got the job at Loyola. He was recruiting me, so I should have went there. Philly guy. I know me being one of his first guys, he was gonna make sure I was on my job. But I went to A&T not knowing the process. And the coaches there, he was kind of funny, sugarcoating stuff, and I'm like, tell me what you want me to do and I'll do it. You know what I mean? But the mind games, I ain't with it. So I left. I was probably about to quit basketball before I ended up going to Immaculata at D3 school. And once I went there, the balance I was talking about a couple minutes ago, it just all kicked in. You know what I mean? So college basically became, chess for me. So my whole thing was, I'm better than this level that I'm playing at, but I'm seeing the defenses that other people is just not seeing on a nightly basis. So I had to, in my mind, I tell people all the time, I was playing against the other coach's game plan. Like the five players on the court wasn't really, they was just there. They was like mobile cones to me at that point. So I put up a lot of points, even though I still say in college, even at the D3 level, being not a D3 player, I still had to battle with my coach. I didn't really have a green light, you know what I mean? So I scored like 1,500 points, still the all-time leading scorer at the school, but I always say I could have scored 2,500.
Well, tell me a little bit about that. You talked about playing chess. And so now when you move that into the training aspect, how do you pass on the chess game, not only in the thinking of playing, but in individual development?
I think timing is everything. So, like the kid that Penwood is playing tonight, and I seen Poplar Wooga, as everybody else know him.
Yes.
Like he's been dealing with being the real focal point, boxing ones, different defenses. So telling him this before the season that this is what you're going to see is going to go in one ear and out the other. So you got to go through a couple games before, a kid gets frustrated and is like, all right, this what I've been waiting for.
Yes.
So this when you see this, you go to this. This what you do. This where the spot's going to be available on the floor. This is how you move. So that's kind of what, I just been sending them texts here and there. And that's how I like to operate.
So obviously you and I can sit here and talk ball. We talked ball for about 30, 40 minutes last night, and it was late. So we would be on here talking all night. But you got some great stories because you got to tell me about going to camp and training and being with Kevin Durant and a lot of those different things that understand that as we play along, we run against guys before they blow up. And it's crazy. But if you could say anything, because where are you planning to take, and I know you told me a little bit where you're going to take your training aspect of it. Just share what it's like, because you get paid to do what you do. It's an income for you, but it's also a love and a passion because you're developing kids.
Yeah, that more than anything. But basically right now I have a book that I put out in 2017 called Point Guide. It's basically about development, and I'm redoing it and adding stuff in there. Just answering a lot of questions that I've been getting from parents since I put the first one out, and also. I'm gonna be launching a subscription-based website for all my workouts. A lot of people ask me to train, but I can't train everybody, unfortunately. So instead of somebody paying me $20 for an hour and a half session one time, you could pay me $25 a month for all access to all my footage. So you'll be getting it the same way I teach at the Wooga, because I'm mic'd up and everything. So. It'll just be the same thing. It's just you can take it with you.
Hey, we're in a new era. We're videotaping Penwood games and it's rebranding yourself. And
I wish they were taping mine.
I wish I had more games too. I'm gonna look and see if I find something. I'll throw you up on the Penwood YouTube channel if I got it.
I need that. Yeah.
All right. Well, look. Thanks for coming over. Thanks for doing what you do. I'm not gonna hate on the fact that you're at Academy Park, but.
I mean that's my hometown. I got my buckets here, but I was bred there. That's where I struggled at.
I appreciate the love though. You came over and helped me build this thing back. So, thank you for that, and I appreciate you coming.
All right, no problem.
All right, bro. Bless.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live from Penwood High School, the campus of Penwood High School, as the Patriots, they trail MCS by a 37-22 margin. Largest lead of the game for MCS, as Nassim Poplar led the way in the first half with 18 points for the Mighty Elephants, while for Penwood, it was Mackay Shillingsford with 6, Evan Bowler with 5, Neem Purnell with 5. Alongside Rab Curry, Tom Williams here. Thanks so much for joining us as we're back underway.
On that floor. There you go.
Speaking of turnovers, there were enough of them in the first half for Penwood. Don't have an official number. We're guessing around 15, which is about 10 too many.
As we say, John Chaney said, you had to be 10 and under. I don't think I ever made that as a point guard for my team being 10 and under, but I understand the concept.
Certainly something to shoot for, as getting over the line was Massenberg.
Can't pick the ball up there.
Well, he didn't get over the line. That's going to be a 10-second violation.
I mean, that's going to be the next challenge that Matt has. He's going to have to develop himself a solid point guard. And, well, I'm not surprised that that's going to happen because I think that, that just is in our neighborhood all the time. We're just right now we're out of that position at the moment.
Good defensive pressure here from Massenberg. Drive underneath, no good.
Good job, way to be big.
And Schillingster with the rebound.
Got numbers.
Purnell kicks it out. The three is no good, as Kenneth couldn't get it to go. 3 points on the game for Sao Kenneth. Yassine Poplar wards his way through. Slowed down by Dublin. Poked away and has to regroup the timeline. Just a little head fake. Off the hands of Trent Middleton. And now all of a sudden the Mighty Elephants with a couple of turnovers.
Well, you gotta love teams like MCS. They're a team that'll run it up on you and they'll let you back in the game. So see if Penwood can make a couple plays. There you go.
Sao Kenneth able to bank it home after the great pass by Dublin. That's 5 points in the game for Kenneth. The three from Crawley, no good.
And you see, really, you haven't watched MCS run a lot of sets in the half court. So they're taking shots, and that's a shot they don't need to take. Oh, good move. Oh, got to finish at the rim.
Schillingsford couldn't get it to go. Now he pushed the other way, and the layup from Yassine Poplar. He's now got 20.
Yeah, he's a good player. I'm looking to see if he's going to have to take the next step physically and developing his body frame for ACC basketball, but
that'll be Penwood ball. Again, ACC probably at least one of the toughest conferences in college basketball.
Yeah, maybe the.
I am an ACC fan. Go Who's. Massenberg drives in, can't get it to go. Hands grabbed here by Nixon the other way. Oh, nice little step, and he gets that to go.
It's about the fourth time where Massenberg's gotten to the basket and just kind of heaved up a shot. You're watching Penwood break down here.
Dublin tries the three, and it is good. His first 3 points, and actually the first three of the game for Penwood.
That's what he does. He's got to get somebody who can get him more opportunities like that.
And so I'll correct myself as Purnell hit one earlier. That's good pressure there by Kenneth. Behind the back pass is almost snuffed out by Kenneth. Right back, but blocked. Poplar couldn't get through. Middleton lofts it up ahead. Crawley, the reverse. He's got 6.
Using that size advantage he's got on inside there. Put the cakes on him a little bit and created a little bit of an angle for a backwards layup.
Matches the largest lead of the game at 16. And a foul called against Poplar. It'll be his second. He's getting tripped up as Massenberg.
One of the unique things about playing at Penwood is the different styles you get to compete against. Playing against teams that play half-court basketball, teams that want to get up and down and cross you over and try to flush on you. It's one of the great things about playing here, just seeing yourself play against different type talent.
Nice look underneath, but off the fingertips of Naeem Purnell. He's frustrated.
Well, I'm frustrated he's not wearing the mask that I gave him, so I'm going to yell at him.
Presley spins his way inside the lane, can't get it to go, but he's fouled. He'll head to the line. As we mentioned during the pregame, again, Penwood taking on all comers, adding conference opponents. As the foul will be called on Schillingsford. That is his third. The first shot is no good from Presley. And that's the only way to get better, though. Play the better competition. Test yourself. And the juniors and sophomores will look back on this year and say, the way we played against MCS, what we learned from that experience, built us to success in our later years.
Well, if you're like me, one of the things you do is you watch film. And you talk about wanting to be Division I players where you're playing against one. And, you might be playing against the second one, number 22, that's inside. And so how do you do fair as a comparable athlete, and in your confidence and your toughness and in your skill development? We can tell ourselves that we want to be players at this level, but when it's time to play against those players, do you show up?
First shot by Kenneth is good. Second time to the line for him. He's got 6 points on the game. The foul on Crawley is second of the game. So Kenneth hits them both, 3 for 4 on the day. 4:20 to go in the third, 44-29 score. A little bit of pressure there. Yassine Poplar being forced back by Kenneth. Kenneth not giving him any room to breathe.
Well, he's got the athleticism and the size to play him. Just got to keep him from going right.
Middleton step back for three.
Tough.
No good. Rebound inside. Crawley puts it up, and he gets it to go.
Number one thing you got to do with a big guy like that is keep your body on him. And here we go again. Same play over again, about the fifth, sixth time.
Raheem Johnson tried to push, but ends up out of play. $17-point lead for MCS. That's their largest lead of the game. Samir Massingberg. Forced outside by Johnson. Look inside for Shellingsford. Tries to power his way in. Puts up the left hand, no good. Good keep, but intercepted by Shellingsford. Kicks it out. Here comes a three from Purnell. No good. Fouls it up himself. Drives baseline, and he's fouled. As Trent Middleton got a piece of him. That'll be his third foul. So we have Middleton with three, Poplar and Crawley with two each, while on the other side, the Patriots have Shillingsford with three, and Massingberg with two. So guys to keep an eye on foul-wise. The first shot is good. That's hard work, again, just following up that long rebound. Driving with reckless abandon. And forcing the contact from Middleton.
This game's gotten away from us a little bit. Anxious to see if Penn can find a way to just continue to press it forward here. You know what I mean? We can't always play to the end of the game. It's 15, so they'd have to be in the single digits to maybe pull this one out. But I want to see if they can keep pressing forward.
Abdullah Dublin back into the game. The sophomore with 3 points on the game so far. 15-point contest in favor of MCS. Presley. Harassed by Dublin. And Dublin with the foul. A little bit of a push. First foul to Dublin. As out of the game comes Sayo Kenneth. Presley drives baseline, kicks it out for Johnson. Elbow three, no good. And the rebound, Patriots. Massingberg looking to push. Nice lead pass, and banking it home is Borward. He's got 7 on the game and pulls the Patriots within 13.
He's tough enough to play in this game. You just got to give him more chances and give him a couple baskets to get his confidence up.
Drive in, a little bit too strong. Rebound, Borward. Massingberg again looking to push his way through. Drives his way in. A lot of contact, a block on Johnson. Oh, I think he just reversed the call. It looks like he had good body position, and yeah, they called the charge.
Wow.
The initial call was a block, and then he reversed himself. So that's foul number 3 on Samir Massingberg. Head coach Matt Lindemann not very happy.
Me neither.
Look at the way he kind of drives in here. Wasn't quite stationary. Didn't drive in with
It's a little tough being the AD sometimes when the calls aren't going as expected.
A little bit of a ward-off allowed, and able to rattle it home is Poplar. He's now got 22 on the game.
That's a nice grown man bucket right there.
And looking at Poplar, and again, his Division I prospects, again, he puts a little bit more muscle on. He's going to be something, again, talking about the ACC. He's going to fit in perfectly with that conference. Forward, underneath for Crawford, he's fouled.
Good catch. He's got all the skill sets. It's just about the next level of physicality that he's going to see there. It's going to be changing. So
instead of playing 16 to 18-year-olds, you're facing 19 to 20 to 23-year-olds.
Yeah, you're gonna run into some grown men out there that love the weight room.
And Bokar Samega guilty of the foul. His first, as he's fresh into the game. First shot, no good. 1:46 to go here in the third. As right now, Penwood is just being kept at arm's length, down by 15. Second shot spins home for Crawford.
He doesn't have bad touch.
A little bit of a one-hand push. He let go with the guide hand. Bethea drives his way in and kicks it out and slows it down. Now the drive in here from Sneed.
Walk.
And he walks, yep. Just a little bit of a shuffle inside of the paint. Like the first step, but again, just a little bit of a drag of what would have been the plant foot.
You know, they're getting away without having to really execute the offense. It's because Poplar made some shots and kept them straight. But I'd like to see if this game was closer, if they could sustain it.
Poplar certainly competing here as he was kind of nudged out of bounds. And don't tell him it's a 14-point game. Still competing out there. 1:20 to go in the third. Forward across, but taken away by Poplar. Poplar drives his way in. He's fouled, and the bucket.
Calling intentional foul.
Yep, they are. So Poplar now with 24 points, and he'll head to the line. See, they haven't posted who the foul will be on.
I think
Like
that
it's
was
Crawford's second, I think.
Crawford?
No, Borwood's first.
Yeah.
Well, I already had him with one. So Poplar will head to the line by himself. And no good there.
That was weird. He got the intentional foul there, but he was trailing, I guess.
So is that a clear path foul? 16-point lead here for MCS. And it will be Elephants' possession. Chauncey Presley with 7 points will lead the offense. 16-point lead. Presley drives in, stops, pops, and it gets at the drop.
Just can't let a man go to a strong hand and, and get into a scoring position and just use your rim of the glass to get a bucket. You just got to be smarter than that.
Long two. Oh, they called it a three. Looked like he was inside, but Kenneth with his second three of the game. Pulls the Patriots within 15. We're down to the last 30 seconds. So Poplar draws in Kenneth and turns it right back. Doesn't want to shoot too early, it seems. Pass across. Going for it was Dublin, but deflected out of play. So MCS will inbound on the near side. And a quick 30-second timeout. 52-37 game in favor of MCS. Again, Nassim Poplar leading the way with 24 points. And he just came out so on fire, hitting three of his first first four shots, all threes. And Penwood had a nice, good response to that. Again, they were down by 10 early, pulled within 3, but since then it's been all MCS, and right now it's kind of like a stiff arm. They're just keeping them at about 15 points away. What do they need to do to try to get back into this game? What do they have to change up?
I'm not sure what they need to do. You know, from the beginning part, when you're the best player, you want to come out and set the tone that you're the best player, and that's what he did tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so at this point in time, it's just every time we draw a little bit closer, he keeps us off of there. Really, in essence, I would have just been at the point where I'd been trapping him and making him give up the ball every time. So at this point in time, we need some turnovers and some steals and a little bit of luck.
Trying to drive through. Here's Bethea. Can't get the roll to go. The putback no good. Still battling.
There you go.
And it comes out for Dublin to push 2-on-1. Dublin puts it up with the left hand and gets it to go.
Where's the trap here?
Long shot from just about center court. Does not go for Poplar, and that'll end the third quarter. 52-39 lead for MCS. We'll take a quick break. Back in a moment with fourth quarter action. You're watching Penwood High School basketball. Sayo Kenneth leading the way for the Patriots with 10 points, but they find themselves down 52-39, 13-point deficit. Fourth quarter action has begun here at Penwood High School. Alongside Rap Curry, Tom Wilms here. Thanks for joining me. As Crawley tries to go for 3, but it's in and out.
Big fella doesn't shoot it that bad. That's the second one tonight. And, you don't used to see big guys shoot, but that's what it is nowadays. But he doesn't shoot it that bad.
Here's Kenneth for 3, but no good.
I think he should have made one extra pass there.
Bethea over for Sneed. Little ball fake. Kicks it right back out. 30 seconds in. Poplar driving baseline. The reverse, and it's good.
Can't happen.
26 points for Nassim Poplar.
Putting on the show here tonight. Got his trainer in the stands. He had to come against his old school and perform some buckets.
A little trouble. Now into a double team. Over now for Dublin for 3, short. Rebound Kenneth, puts it up off the window. So each team's leading scorer able to add 2 each. Now the drive in and power home from Poplar. He's now got 28.
I said it a little earlier. You just can't let a guy dribble to his strong hand and put it up on the backboard on you. That's just not good basketball.
15-point lead for MCS. Massingberg driving in through the trees, forces it up and gets it to go.
I guess we got some guardians up here in the Penwood Gymnasium. Threw up that prayer and it went in.
Now he sets up on D against Bethea. Kicks it out. The 3 from Sneed, no good. And the rebound, Kenneth. Kenneth looking to push 3-on-3. Near side, Dublin for the 3. It's no good, front of the rim. And it stays in. Thanks to Sneed, and they're going to call that out of play, and it will be Penwood ball. Into the game comes Trent Middleton. Coming out is Chauncey Presley. Massingberg. Schillingsford waiting for somebody. Purnell who cut in and cut right back out. Now looks inside for Kenneth. Kenneth puts up the baby hook, no good. And Poplar. Quick first step, but then lost the handle. Dublin looks to drive, steps up, puts up the three. Good. Abdullah Dublin with a couple of threes. He's got 8 points on the game. And it's down to a 10-point deficit for the Patriots. They look to double, but it comes over from Middleton. He drives in, then drops it off for Sneed, and he can't get it to go. Patriots trying to get back into this one. Nice loft up ahead. Shillingsford banks it home, and it's down to single digits.
Good catch. I'm going to get a shout out online to Andre Noble, Imhotep Charter. Texting me jumping online here.
And quick, fast break here for Penwood. Kind of an alley-oop look up ahead. Good recovery. And Kenneth banks it home. He's got 15 on the game and pulls Penwood within 8. It's the closest they've been since basically the beginning of the third quarter. And a timeout called by MCS. By the way, MCS is another team who not only takes on all-comers, they travel all over the place. They went up to Wilkes-Barre, and now they're heading out to Reading tomorrow to play their next non-conference game, while Penwood will play Thursday at Prospect Park.
I think that, and it's funny because we have a little motto of that. When you come up in the charters, you got to take games where you can get them.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when your city's not playing, you got to go wherever the games are. So MCS is on the road. They're not playing any games. One game at home so far this year.
They will inbound. They don't even have a gym on campus. They play the YMCA nearby.
Yes, they do.
And they've been a pretty good success story in Philadelphia. Here's a three, and it is an air ball from Middleton, but the putback is good.
Yeah. Can't give away those buckets. You're trying to get back in there.
Under 5 minutes to go, 10-point lead for MCS. Kenneth, double team. Timeout called from the bench. And this is a critical part of the game. And, I'll tell you right now, 2 minutes ago, I would have said, okay, they're just going to play out the string, just try to play as well as possible and build momentum the next game. But, again, you pull within single digits. You have some momentum. You don't want to give away another possession and allow MCS to pull away once again. So that's a good timeout called by Penwood.
Well, we were talking about pressing forward, and, we saw Penn make another run. Now the goal is, can they make another run and get it to 6? Whether or not you can get back in here and win this game, that's still going to be another tough advantage. But if you keep pressing, you never know and see if the game might come to you. Maybe the ball bounce your way, you get a roll, a turnover. But you want to keep pressing, you want to keep growing. And the team has grown over the last few games. They're getting better. They got to become more consistent with the ball.
Again, a very young team here for Penwood. Only 3 seniors listed. And only one with significant playing time. That's Sale Kenneth.
Mm-hmm.
And on today's roster, you have 5 sophomores, all gaining very valuable varsity experience. Kenneth inside, and a little bit too strong there from Purnell. And it's getting fouled while driving through is Nassim Poplar. That's a frustration foul.
Yeah, it's frustration. You call timeout, and you come out with a second, get a basket, and you're back down 8, and you can try to see if you can get it to 6 here with more than 4 minutes to go in the game.
3 fouls on Dublin. That is 5 in the half for Penwood. As that's intercepted. Pass look inside for Nixon doesn't go. And Penwood trying to bring it right back down to single digits.
I think the big fella has some game, but I think he took it a little too far with that one.
Burnell. Massenberg looks to the near side.
Double
Dublin
screen.
for the 3. Good! Corner 3, Abdullah Dublin. He's got 11. And Penwood pulls within 7. The chant from the bench's defense, but the drive is no good with the foul. Jaheim Bethea aggressive. And the foul might be against Dublin once again. If it's his 4th. Let's wait till they post it, though, because I believe it might actually be Shillingford. And it is, and it's his 4th.
Gene Bethea is one of the guys that Kyle Finkley talked about at halftime. So he's a guy he trains but just doesn't believe yet that he's a good enough scorer. So I can see what he says with that type of elusiveness and hops there. He needs to get a few more buckets.
Jaheim Bethea getting his first point of the game. First visit to the line as well, obviously. And he's able to hit them both. Junior at 6'2". Makes it a 9-point game with 4 minutes to go. Samir Massingberg. Up now for Kenneth. Here for Dublin. Spinning his way back inside. Kicks it back out. Elbow three. Might have been altered. It turns into an air ball. And Nixon comes up with the rebound. He starts the push. Middleton drives his way in. Banks it off the window. In and out, no good. Rebound, Kenneth. And the foul might be against Poplar. That would be his third.
I think one of the hardest things as a guard is to watch guys take shots too quick because they're not sure if the ball is going to come back their way. Kenneth's a good shooter, but he needs to get him in rhythm, in his range, and timely.
So the foul is on Poplar. 9-point deficit, 3:33 to go. So Penwood, the clock is their enemy. Long pass up ahead.
This 1-2-2. So
Kenneth forced outside, lost it. Nice dive to the floor by Bethea, then loses it again, followed up here by Middleton. Middleton, nice move to the right, floats it up, and no good. Rebound, Kenneth. Massingberg pushing. Massingberg looking inside for Shillingsford. Kicks it out. Purnell puts it up. Good. Naeem Purnell, 9 points on the game as Penwood pulls within 7. And I thought there was a timeout call, but we'll regroup. Nice on look over. Thought he might have thrown up a 3, but he steps up and gets the mid-range 2. It's so popular in the game today, whether it be college, high school, or the pros, to just throw it back and get a 3. Throw it back and get a 3. It's nice to see that somebody recognizes, okay, the 3 ain't going to work. I'm going to step up and get a makeable 2.
Well, MCS keeps giving you attempts. If they would just go ahead and get easy baskets, they might be able to close this into a 2-point possession. 2-possession game.
So 7-point lead. Fake from Poplar, drives it, then steps back with the fade, and it is, in and out, no good. Life here for Penwood, down by 7. Massingberg, he drives his way in, and too strong with the layup. Middleton, outlets for Poplar. Poplar across, and the layup from Presley. That might be the dagger.
Too many missed shots.
7-point. Actually, 9-point lead here for MCS. Shillingsford. He drives with the left hand and banks it home. Poplar drives his way in, and he now has 30 on the game. Tough to stop. Nassim Poplar, 2 minutes left to go.
And gave him 30.
Dublin back, Kenneth. Purnell. He tries to drive his way inside, a little bit of a euro, and he is fouled. And a tech called against MCS as well. As the foul's going to be on Poplar, that is his 4th. So Penwood will head to the line.
So they'll get 2 free throws. And then they'll get 2 from the technical. And then the ball.
Possession. So this could be a 6 or 7 point swing here.
So now here's the thing. We missed one last week. With the game tied with a second to go, can you make 6 free throws? 4 free throws and get the ball back.
Purnell gets the first to go. MCS and Penwood taking advantage of the techs to talk things over. So set up for a fun finish here with 1:43 to go. Second shot is no good. Penwood has pulled within 8. And now Dublin will head to the line. He's got 11 on the game. They've got 12. Curious to see why he's taking 2 shots unless there was 2 techs involved.
No, you get 2 shots for the techs in high school. And then the free throws were two free throws.
Right. And since they got possession back, there's no reason to stand on the key. So 13 points for Dublin. And Penwood, just like that, is pulled within 6. They can get as close as 3. It's a 2-possession game. Massingberg will run the offense. Trying to spin away from Presley. Drops it off Dublin. Up top, Shillingsford. Oh, dangerous pass across for Kenneth. He didn't know it was coming. Massingberg bails him out. Massingberg. Oh, had room for the 3. You got to tell he thought about it, but he thought better of it. Now looking to find space. Drives in, kicks it out. Purnell for 3 off the side of the rim. Rebound, Crawley. Penwood putting on the pressure, though, and the foul. Foul will be against Purnell, his first. And it's going to be the 1-and-1. That is foul number 7 against Penwood. So Tayshawn Nixon will head to the stripe. Again, if you would have told me 8 minutes ago that this game was going to come down to free throws, I might not have believed you, but this is part of the growing and learning process for Penwood. Don't give up on a game. Play all 4 quarters. You never know what will happen.
And MCS is 0-3 coming in here, so obviously they haven't been able to close out games themselves. So
first shot from Presley is good. Trying to extend to an 8-point lead, and he does. 13 points for Chauncey Presley. And now, with a minute 10 to go, 3-possession game. Penwood needs to push and get some shots up. Kenneth, Massingberg, Dublin, all work on the near side. So we're under a minute to go. Deflected out of play off the hands of Trent Middleton.
Not sure what they're running right there. Took a lot of time off the clock there.
Inbound Purnell, connects to Massingberg. Crosses over, gets the pick, steps over the long 2, and it is no good. Bethea with the rebound. Right now, Penwood might need the foul, and they're going to try to. The foul will go against Dublin, his 4th. And Bethea will head to the line. So it's a 1-and-1 situation still. First shot is good from Bethea. Right now, Mighty Elephants are doing exactly what they need to do to close this game out. Just finish up the free throws, as that one is good as well. Bethea with 4 points, 10-point lead for MCS, down to 40 seconds left to go. Massingberg crosses over towards the corner, trying to drive is Dublin. Dublin banks it, no good. Rebound Crawley, and that should just about do it with 30 seconds to go. They're going to push and foul. Dublin will foul out as Chauncey Presley will head to the line. And again, free throws here from Chauncey Presley will seal it if it's not already. Getting set to come into the game for Penwood is Boimo Okai.
That big fella couldn't earn any tick early in the game. He must be learning the game. He must be real raw.
Yeah, Darion Prescott, the junior, at 6'10", getting his first action of the game. First shot here from Presley is good to go. He's got 14, a quiet 14 from Chauncey Presley. Because you haven't seen Poplar shooting from inside, outside, and all around with 30 points.
One of the good skills of a good point guard is when your team is winning, you get free throws down the stretch.
And Presley hits his last 6 free throws. He's got 15 on the game. Corner 3 is no good. Rebound Bethea. And that will certainly seal it with 17 seconds to go. Long pass up ahead, and dunking it home is Darion Prescott. And he's also fouled on the play.
No, I'm glad to see he dunked it, but I might have to see the replay right here. I know it's coming back in a second. I don't see if he got his feet off the ground at all there. Well, he got one of them off the ground.
That was a size dunk.
Oh, he helped him get into the highlight film.
So he completes the three-point play as MCS finishes this game with an exclamation point. Up by 15. Penn would put a good scare into him. Coming back a number of times from double digits. They got as close as 6. But again, MCS just a little bit too much, and that will seal the game. Well, certainly leading the way in this one with an early start to scene, Poplar. As his first 4 shots were all threes, he nailed them, and he finishes with 30 points to lead all scorers. Leading Penwood was Seo Kenneth with 15, followed by Abdullah Dublin with 13, Naeem Purnell with 10. And for MCS, along with Poplar's 30, you had Chauncey Presley with 15 and Khalif Crawley Jr. with 8. As MCS gets their first win of the season, they're now 1-3 on the year. While Penwood, they dropped to 2-5 on the year. And some lessons learned in this one for Penwood, as we do. That's kind of been the focus of our conversations throughout the game. They certainly learned that turnovers, especially in that first half, they are killers.
It's an art to winning games, you know what I mean? And I think last year we had a good run at the end of the season, and we got to the district championship. And I think that when you learn to finish out games, it makes your team, obviously you're a better team, but you understand the art of what it takes to win. Taking care of the ball, making good stops, making free throws, executing your offense under pressure. This team right now just doesn't have the floor skill set to get consistently good shots. And so, therefore, we go through periods of droughts. And when we hit those droughts, we had a player give us 30 tonight. So it was hard to handle that. And so we struggled, but it was a good showing.
Again, final score 73-58. As next up for MCS, they'll play tomorrow at Reading. Next up for Penwood, they'll play Thursday at Prospect Park. Once again, our final score, you can see it on your screen. MCS 73, Penwood 58. For all of us here at Penwood High School in Lansdowne, Pennsylvania, for my partner Rap Curry, this is Tom Williams saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you real soon.
Go Wood from the shoebox.